So for once the weather forecast was absolutely spot on. We were supposed to come out of this blue patch midnight, and since then we've got this beautiful wind from the northeast between 11 and 14 knots. I mean force 3, sometimes a little bit of force 4. So we are sailing again, and the spinnaker is getting more yellow every day that passes. Well, I suppose something to learn for the next time. Don't start off with white spinnaker cloth. The last papaya for the last breakfast of 2023. This night Luca and I had an emergency. We were motoring under the right engine, and I think we were both looking at our series and very happy until suddenly we heard bah, 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 and the engine switched off. So I think it was 10:30 perhaps, and Fabio had gone to bed for a couple of hours before his shift. So we were very proud of ourselves that we not only did we identify the problem, but we also solved it. And the problem was that a fuse on the engine wasn't blown but had broken. And while doing that, we realized that well, the fuses are not put as they are supposed to by the manual.
Questo è il fuse del quadro e questo è il fuse del solenoide. O di non so cos'è l'altro fuse, però quindi è sbagliato il manuale.
Looks like the correct place on the engine, and that it is actually the manual that's wrong. So nothing left but correcting the manual. So now all this seaweed, the Sagasa, makes it almost impossible to fish, because whenever you put the line in the water, you know for sure that within 10 minutes it is filled with this Sagasa. Now neither Fabio nor I can remember having seen anything like this 20 years ago. I don't know what the cause of it is, nor do I know how harmful it actually is to the sea environment. Maybe it's just ugly and disturbs my fishing. So, and after having eaten our antipasti, I started preparing the main course. Then we had to dive the spinnaker, and now we thought we are just gonna wait. We are 3 hours behind Europe. So at 9 o'clock we're going to try to see whether we can get Starlink up and working, and then we're going to have the main course. Now the whole day we've had a discussion about when to celebrate New Year. And I remember that in 2010 I think we were on the San Blas Islands with my parents, and there we decided well, we are just going to celebrate New Year when it's New Year time in Europe. It's dark anyway at I think it was at 6 o'clock, and like that we could all go to bed at ordinary times. Well, no, this year we are going to celebrate it midnight and the place that we are. How do we know when it is exactly midnight where we are at that moment? So I tried to with a piece of paper try to find out something. Came down to that 1 second is 4,000 of a degree. Fabio thought, put it in a spreadsheet, and Luca in the end was so fed up of his old-fashioned parents that he wrote a little program that now follows the GPS position, so that it tells you exactly what the time is at the position that you are. Now, unfortunately, he went to bed, but I'm going to wake him up at 11:45 boat time, because if my calculations are correct, we should celebrate New Year 8 minutes or something like that before boat time, midnight. So it is 9 o'clock in the evening here, which means that it is midnight in Europe. So we put on Starlink, put our position, and wished all our European friends and family a Happy New Year. Now the idea, of course, is that now we should go for the main course. The problem is that Luca is absolutely exhausted, so he went to bed. And nobody is really that hungry. The point, we don't actually do anything the whole day. So my bacalao de bras that is perfectly finished and just needed the last swivel, I am going to put it back in the fridge.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
4,
3, 2, 1.
So this was the official countdown with the position we are at the moment. Un capodanno diverso dagli altri.
Sentiamo di sì.
Salute.
Mi sa di sì. Quanto va forte la barca? Poco. Chi va piano a Capodanno va piano tutto l'anno.
I think that this is something we are not going to experience very often. Sitting literally in the middle of the Atlantic under a spinnaker and some Christmas lights, celebrating New Year. So happy 2024. Good morning on the 1st of January 2024, a new day. Although it looks like that we are not going to get a sunrise this morning. You know how the house looks on the 1st of January, at least my house and kitchen. Here, that's not the case. The advantage, I suppose, if you have decided only to eat the antipasti. We have sailed exactly 10 days, totaling 1,607 nautical miles, an average speed of 6.7. So we need to get that up so that I win the bet. And that makes today's run 136, an average of 5.5, which brings us here on our map. Well, as you can see, I'm still behind Fairate. Let's see whether we manage to overtake. And this in orange is the point where we spend New Year's Eve. This is the distance to Africa, which is 13 degrees times 6 is 780 nautical miles, and it is the same distance here. So we celebrated New Year exactly in the middle of South America and Africa at a distance of 780 nautical miles from either side, and at a depth of 4,000 meters.